I'm a little worried about the show. Cause
What is it, construction noises bugging you?
now we got construction outside. I got things highlighted I didn't even know I had. And if you can hear the construction noise, they're tearing up the asphalt out in front of the studio. If
you said
can't,
asphalt.
Yeah. If you can't hear it, just ignore what we just said. Okay.
Yeah, really, the construction noise is probably an improvement on the show. So
All right.
if you can't hear it, you'll enjoy this more.
Morning mountain cam. Let's take a look outside. It's a
At
beautiful day.
At least the snow has melted. That's something.
This is true. And if you notice on the left-hand side, you
Yes,
look
dear.
up that canyon. You know what's there?
What?
Utah's Hogle Zoo.
Oh my God. Okay, they have 2 new baby Amur leopards. Have you seen these suckers?
I haven't. I'm hoping for a picture.
Oh, they are so precious. They have pale blue eyes. The Amur leopards are extraordinarily gorgeous. Anyway, so we sent Richard, our photographer, up to take a look. Look how precious they are.
In the Amur River Valley, where they're found in far northeast China and Russia, they would mainly eat deer and wild boar. Here at the zoo, the cubs are still nursing from mom, and they get fed a zoo diet of whole ground cow or horse meat. And the cubs are actually starting to eat some meat, and in the next couple months they will be completely off their mother's milk and be eating meat full time. We share this planet with so many incredible animals, and sometimes our behavior can cause issues with their livelihoods. Like in the Amur River Valley, there are issues with deforestation and illegal hunting. So what people can do is really pay attention to where you buy your products, the wood products that you buy, make sure they come from sustainable sources, because a lot of them are imported from countries like Russia and China, and they could decimate the habitat of these endangered species.
Okay, so anyway, they're going to be on display at Utah's Hogle Zoo. I think they're taking them out into the public this week sometime, so you can take the kids up to see them. They are so precious.
I'm looking at the picture right now and those blue eyes.
Aren't they gorgeous?
I mean, you would probably notice that just when they're about to kill you, right about here. They're coming at you.
Well, they're small, so they'd probably just maim you
And
horribly.
you'd be screaming,
No,
no!
they're
And then you go, oh, and arr!
They're like the size of a large house cat, so they would probably just maim you horribly versus actually kill you.
Oh, they're not like gigantics?
Not yet, they're just babies.
No, when they grow up.
Well, then they're big and they'll kill you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, but their growth spurt won't happen for
I don't
another
have-
18 months.
I have no idea what we're doing. Oh, wait a minute. We're on a list.
This is a good list, finally. I'm so happy.
So it's not antidepressant use.
Or the worst era in the country, or all the other
porn
ones.
surfing. It's true.
Isn't that embarrassing? So yeah, this is actually a wonderful one. Now they're doing a big push in colleges and universities trying to get kids to relocate, because they say when you're a graduate, they're tracking out a lot of the best cities and the best states to start marketing yourself, getting into business.
Now, is this based on also on cost of living and stuff, or is this
There's
just
a whole bunch
basically
of there's a whole bunch of
business?
indicators in it, but cost of living,
Right.
lifestyle, youth, relative youth of the population, blah blah blah. But in any case, this is what they're talking about. They said that the job market here, the best place to start a career,
In Salt Lake City?
is here. We're number one.
We're number one?
We're number one.
You know what that means? We're going to lose our jobs to you.
Yay, that's
Yay.
great. Yeah, number 5 was Tempe, Arizona. Interesting. Grand Rapids, Michigan was number 4. Austin, Texas. Oh, I love Austin.
Austin.
Number 3.
You know what their motto is? Keep Austin weird.
Yeah. It also has the world's largest bat population. I like
So
bats.
go there. Don't come here and take our
No,
jobs.
and then Orlando, Florida, of course, was number 2. But no, I thought that was really flattering, and that's a great thing for us.
But don't come here and take our jobs. Okay?
I think they're looking more for skilled employment, so we should be safe.
All right, I'm a little worried about this next thing because I grew a beard because I'm lazy. And this is a whole study that was done about women, how they feel sexually
About facial hair.
about facial hair.
Well, it's interesting, though, because if you think about it,
There's one
all of the
style.
Hollywood guys now are all doing sort of like the manly stubble, like they haven't
Right.
shaved for like the 2-day non-shave.
A lot of football players, too.
Yeah, and so it's interesting to see that because they're like showing up on red carpet looking all stubbly and disheveled.
This is not going to turn out well for me.
No, but so they did a really interesting research study. This was down at the University of Queensland in Australia. So they gathered literally 10,000 women and they said, here are the images.
Right.
And it was this the same man's face, and they would manipulate it to add growth.
Different growth.
So there would be, more or less bearded, clean shaven, the light stubble, heavy
Look,
stubble.
that's handsome.
And then the big, fat, thick beard, like him and you. So
That's the big, fat, hairy beard, by the way.
that's just troubling.
Yeah.
That really is. That's an Abe Lincoln kind of.
He looks like he makes artesian cheeses.
He really does,
Or
right?
artisan cheeses, that's as opposed to the well kind.
Well, they use well water for the artesian.
Whatever.
Never mind.
Okay, so
the important thing is
how
this.
how do I rack up here?
So they wanted to rank them for overall sexual attractiveness, and then short-term attractiveness, which is basically, would you go for a fling with this guy? Take him home, meet him at the bar, take him home. And then number 3 is long-term prospects. Who would you see as the guy you would want to bear his children?
So let's start with just the scruffy growth, just the.
Well, it was interesting. The sexiest men were the ones sporting heavy stubble, like the 3 to 5 day. Just kind of bristly, quite defined, but quite there. Men with full beards.
Richard here has that kind of stubble thing going once in a while.
Well, that's because he's Cuban and he's always hairy.
Yeah,
he can't help
that's
it.
true.
He had a 5 o'clock shadow when he was in 6th grade.
And it was at like 10:30 in the morning.
Kind of sad. Moving on.
Okay, so,
All right,
we have rough stubble.
Heavy stubble was the sexiest.
That's like a nighter thing.
Yeah, followed by the short stubble. Men with full beards and clean-shaven men were rated the lowest on the overall sexiness scale. Now, hold up.
Right?
What kind of man is the most attractive to a woman who's looking for a short-term fling? Men with light stubble won that contest, and then followed by men with heavier stubble. So this is once again the scruffy thing.
Have we noticed I haven't been mentioned yet?
Well,
You know why? Because I'm at the bottom of the list.
No, because scruffy is for fun, not for long-term commitment.
I'm fun.
Here we go. Listen.
I got skills.
When it comes to choosing a long-term partner, someone you'd be married to for 20 years and have children with him, the guy with whom the woman could have babies and settle in, the more facial hair, the better. The men with the heaviest beards were overwhelmingly chosen by women as the life partner, as the one they wanted. You're the man they want to settle down with. You can't have this one because I'm married to him, but you're the one they wanted. Really, you're pouting?
Well, that's not that much fun all the time.
Really?
Okay, so I'm
overall
stable.
the most desirable.
I know, but it's
Because they probably
I
figured
like the
that
wild
you can,
and crazy.
they probably figured you can like chop wood and hew things out of lumber.
Did you say hue?
Hew things out of lumber?
The hue is a tool.
Like you
that
could whittle and things. They probably thought you were good for that. Build a cabin.
at one time I was rather racy. Okay,
You still are, baby.
thanks.
I think so.
And dependable.
Sorry, I'm here for
You
you.
want to talk about something really important I've been waiting to talk about for
course.
all morning?
Okay.
Okay, we're talking about bacon.
I love bacon.
You
I
know,
don't see how
bacon,
you
Oscar
cannot.
Mayer came out with this, and you see this, and basically there's a website called Bacon Scout. And
Bacon Scout.
Bacon Scouts. And so what they do is
Okay.
they go around and they rate, like Kroger's has theirs in-house, and they have them manufactured for them. And if you notice, let's go back to the Oscar Mayer one, because if you'll notice on it, the way the bacon is laid out, it is all meat. You see that? You see that? And that's why there were some laws passed. And I'm going to show you this. And you probably didn't even realize this. Since 1974, that there has to be a flip side to this. And let's show them that.
Oh, it's clear so you can really see.
The federally mandated bacon window. It's got to extend 70% of the package. It's got to be so many high. And I think we're all pretty familiar with the statute. Erin, would you read the
That's
federal
freaking
statute
hysterical.
about,
Are you serious?
about bacon? Go ahead.
For single-packed sliced bacon, the transparent window shall be designed to reveal at least 70% of the length, longest dimension of the representative slice. And this window shall be at least 1.5 inches wide. The transparent window shall be located not more than 5/8 inch from the top or bottom edge
I love this
of
part.
a 1 pound or smaller package.
Oh.
And not more than 3/4 inch from either the top or bottom edge of a package larger than 1 pound.
Right.
For stack-packed sliced bacon, the transparent window shall be designed to reveal at least 70% of the length, longest dimension of the representative slice and be at least 1.5 inches wide.
There you go.
So
You know,
that's,
it's a weird-
the bacon booty right there.
Yeah,
It's the booty
it,
shot.
It really is. It's
Okay.
a bacon butt. It's funny, we can't pass health care, but we can do this.
Well, you know what's weird about
Bipartisan, too, because everyone loves the bacon.
I always go for the fattiest bacon, so I don't know what they... If it's bacon, it's supposed to be fatty. That's the point. I don't want a meaty bacon. I want all the crispy fat. I don't know why they're bothering. I can't be the only one.
Okay.
Did I ruin the story for you?
Yeah, no, but I'm still thinking about bacon. I'm thinking about Daisy's coming up with information.
Why would bacon remind you of Daisy?
Because they're both savory.
Oh, that's good. All right, our beautiful Daisy is in the Gephardt Daily newsroom. She is brought to you, number one, by Columbus Travel. If you go to columbusvacations.com and sign up for their travel list, it's amazing. It's a once-a-week email that gives you all the best deals on flights, all the good airfare, plus hotels, maybe a cruise, and it's all last-minute bits that can give you a wonderful holiday. Also brought to you by our dear friend March over at Executive Transportation. With his fleet of sweet Escalades, he can take you to the airport or for a fabulous night out. Go to executiveutah.com to book. And then, of course, John over at All Seasons Plumbing, Heating, and Air. You know you're going to decisively want the air coming up this weekend, so it might be a good time to check in with him at allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my dear, what's going on today?
Good morning, Todd and Erin. Happy Friday. Here are some of the stories making headlines today at GephartDaily.com. It's official. Jason Chaffetz is abandoning elected office and will be entering the private sector effective June 30th of this year. Chaffetz made the announcement Thursday after sending his resignation letter earlier this week to Utah Governor Gary Herbert. Chaffetz has not officially said what his plans are, but he did tell Politico he was talking with the Fox News network. Chaffetz is now the second high-profile Republican to ditch his sworn elected duties in recent years to chase dollars on TV. You may recall Sarah Palin left her post as Alaska governor to do the same thing after losing her 2008 bid as the GOP's VP candidate. The convicted killer of a Millard County Sheriff's deputy was sentenced to life in prison plus 80 years in federal court on Thursday. 44-year-old Roberto Roman will now spend the rest of his life behind bars for the 2010 murder of Millard County Sheriff's deputy Josie Greathouse Fox. Fox was shot to death during a traffic stop outside Delta, Utah in January 2010. Roman, who had been previously acquitted in state court, was found guilty of the crime in a federal court in February. And now a look at the weekend forecast, where sunny skies and moderately warm temperatures will creep back into the equation. The high Saturday will actually reach the 70-degree mark. Sunday highs should be a degree or two higher. The same holds for Monday, where we should be in the mid-70s. That's it for now. More headlines 24/7 on GephartDaily.com.
I understand we have a winner.
This is pretty exciting.
Winner, well, Christopher's.
It's our big thank you from Christopher's Prime Steakhouse and Executive Transportation. We send you and 3 of your dearest friends out to have an incredible dinner. You don't have to worry about a designated driver because March is there with one of his Escalades. You feel like the little princess you should have been.
And the girls will feel that way too.
We have a tiara. We'll hand it around the table. But congratulations. We do have our winner this week. It is Felicia B. Felicia, have a good time.
Felicia.
Enjoy yourself. And if you have any leftovers, we accept doggy bags gratefully. If you'd like to sign up for the next Christopher's winner, it's very easy. Just go to the show today, make a comment underneath, like the page, and then share with somebody you love on Facebook. Now, we have 3 Facebook pages, Todd and Erin. There's Gephardt Daily or Gephardt Approved. So good luck.
There's a scandal.
Really?
Like there's not enough political scandal in the world. And it comes from the farthest place that you would pick.
Really?
It comes from Holland.
But the Dutch are so stolid.
And they're
so serene.
They have tulips and wooden shoes and windmills.
Yeah, all those things.
Now there's a scandal.
And pot.
They have what?
Pot. Amsterdam, first legalized state for marijuana use.
Right. All right.
Wait,
so
isn't that the king?
that is the king. That is the king, and he came out with a statement that King William Alexander, that's who he is, came out and admitted something rather personal. And you know what he's dressed as, and you know where he's standing.
He's wearing a pilot's.
Twice a month, he would go fly commercial aircraft as the co-pilot.
Really?
He's been doing it for 20 years.
That seems like that's very risky to me.
No, 'cause why?
Well, like assassins, they'd go, oh, he flies. And if you're on the flight going, oh, crap, are we all going to go down because they're trying to get rid of the king?
Who's going after the president of Holland?
The king of Holland.
Him.
Anti-monarchists.
Well, first of all, they lock the cabins, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if they're blowing up the plane and you're on it.
He's done it for 20 years.
That's really cool, though.
I
Good
think
for
it's
him.
hilarious. And imagine like when they land the plane, and sometimes the pilots come out and they went, "Thanks for flying with us. You have a great day. I'm raising your taxes."
And you have to wonder how many people would have recognized him from that. Like,
Right.
Hi, thank you. Hey.
Hey,
Oh, that's so
aren't
funny.
you the king? So anyway, I just thought
Well,
it
good
was
for
funny.
him.
Meanwhile, there's congressmen sending nude pictures of themselves to other people.
You know, there was some rumors about that, like British Prince Andrew, that because he was a helicopter pilot.
They're
There
all
were-
pilots.
Yeah, there was a lot of rumors that he actually flew a lot more military missions than they would admit to, which makes good sense. They're not going to share. But I thought that was interesting.
Prince William too.
Uh-huh.
And then Charles.
Yeah,
They all fly.
yeah. I think,
Crazy.
they all do the military thing so that they show support and they show that we're with you. And
And they can bomb the hell out of you.
that too.
All right. So what else are we doing? I've
Well,
lost my place.
Tell me something good.
Oh. Okay, now wait a minute. Okay, these always, is this one that starts off horribly?
Well, it's horrible for
Okay.
her, but not
These-
for the rest of us.
These start off horrible, but if you wait to the end, there's kind of a payoff for you.
All right, Jenna Yorkovich was all set to be married. They had the chapel booked. They had a beautiful reception area that was right by a bay. Everything was set up. All the colors are picked. They have all the centerpieces for the tables.
So you're saying
the caterer.
you're saying this is on.
It's on like Donkey Kong. Yeah.
Okay.
All the deposits have
so
been made.
they're waiting. The wedding's taking place, and then they come in, and the party begins.
So Jenna was actually getting fitted her
look at
last
that.
her last fitting for her dress, and her husband to be called and said, "I can't do it," and he
Can't
walked
do
out.
what? Can't do what?
He couldn't go through with the wedding, so he walked out. So Jenna's sitting here, pinned up in her wedding dress, going. 2 days before her wedding.
Okay, so she
reception,
couldn't
everything.
get her money back
Yeah,
from reception,
So
right?
she's sitting here and she's stunned, and it's like the love of her life has walked out, and what does she do? So she went, well, it's already booked.
First of
And
all,
so
my
she started-
heart, my
I know.
heart.
I know, but she thought, what the heck? She said, let me do something fun. She said, it's already there anyway.
Right.
So she took the Nicollet Island Pavilion in Minneapolis, and she started making calls around to various charities going, do you guys have a lot of volunteers that you'd like to say thank you to?
Oh.
And so there were 5 charities that she reached, and every one of them went, yes, please, we would love that, because we never get a chance to do that.
To thank them, yeah.
So like Ronald McDonald House Charities, she picked one of the cancer foundations, another one that works with abused children.
That is so cool.
They sent all of their volunteers down there. They had this unbelievable, beautiful gourmet meal. She said that I had the live band, so everybody danced and had a great time, and then she cut the cake and everybody took some home.
At least he told her before they were married.
I guess.
Better now than later.
But, Jenna's really cute because she said really essentially it was a case of waste not, want not. And it was there anyway, so why not have some fun? And she was there and she kicked up her heels and she danced with everybody.
That is so cool.
That's style.
All right, so I am thinking about this. The weather's starting to warm up, and one has to start thinking about your AC. Who are you going to call? AllUtahPlumbing.com. They will help you out. Heating, AC, water, drips, and they can help you out and do this. And all you have to do is give them a call. This is not. This is the time to call them for AC, because as it starts getting hotter and hotter, the demand goes higher and higher. So you want to give them a call now. And if you have an emergency in your house, that's no time to start shopping for a plumber.
Yeah.
Put this in your phone. It's allutahplumbing.com, or you can give them a call at 801-652-4755. All right, coming up, what do we have?
This is pretty cool. We have giveaways for you that you're going to love for a new play that's just opening, and we interviewed the stars and they're freaking hysterical. It's for Hairspray, and the casting is divine. Merit Medical. Why work for fast food wages when you can start at Merit for a whole lot more? Merit Medical. Great products, great people, a great company. Learn more at merit.com/careers. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com. The Todd and Erin morning stream is actually available anytime at GephardtDaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
All right, this story, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
It's bittersweet. It really is.
It is bittersweet. Now, you can actually watch live on Facebook the last show of the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus.
I remember seeing this as a kid, and how at the time I thought it was magical and
3 or
amazing.
4 times
and
maybe, yeah.
how cool it was. And then as we get older and we learn more about how animals are meant to live and how animals are actually treated, and to their credit, I do think that the circus worked really hard to try to improve some of the
pachyderms.
Yeah, some of the conditions.
Elephants were like the main thing, focus on this, kind of like the killer whales at the SeaWorld. But the elephants have been with them a long time, and they do their best, and there are some videos of them doing some weird stuff, but that comes down to individual, not the thing. So anyway, the elephants have been gone for a while. and they've gone to a refuge that is run by the company that owns the circus.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
And they're basically brought there, and they find out who the excitable one is and who's the isolated one. And so they put them in different areas. It's 200 acres, but the animal rights activists are staying with this because it's the smallest refuge in the country. Others are 2,700 acres. This is 200.
And elephants are roamers. I mean, that's part of their nature,
But,
so
okay,
that's tough. But at least...
one step at a time.
Okay.
We got them out. They can walk around. They can be elephants. And
they're not being trained with bull hooks.
Some won't know what to do. They have some that they've brought in because they've been doing this for a while. And some they bring in and it's just like...
They're giddy with their freedom.
Aren't I supposed to hold someone's tail?
Yeah. There's too many choices here.
I can just go over here now. Okay, I'm going. And they're not chained up or anything.
So this is the final show.
Yeah, and here it is. I'll tell you when it is. You can watch it live on Facebook. And it's coming up. It's going to be live at the New York CB Live. That's the National Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Long Island. And it's going to be Sunday, May 21st at 7 p.m. And you just go to Facebook Live on their page and you're going to see it. And it'll be the last performance. Wow. My friend traveled with him, you know.
He wasn't a clown, was he?
He was a clown. He was more of a juggler. Juggler.
Okay, that's a little better.
And he won championships. The 3-ball juggling thing, simple, but he could do stupid things with it. Anyway.
That's interesting.
So he traveled with him for 3 years. And I asked him about it. And I said, you know, what did you do? And he says, everything. You do like 5 jobs. So you perform.
I'm sure.
But you help set up. You help break down. In between acts, you're moving things during the show. And then you go out and you do your thing, and then you go back and, you know, in the old days, they used to set the tents up.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
When it was the true big top? Insane.
So it is kind of, it's a death of an era. And
yeah, it's bittersweet. But,
right.
But it's still, in the end, it's still more important that the elephants and all the other animals are doing what they were meant to do.
And to be honest, the attendance was getting lower and lower, very much like SeaWorld, and then we got rid of the killer whale show.
I'm quite sure of it.
They're struggling, you know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so it is.
So I think we should watch it just because it is the end of the era.
It might be.
It'd be fun
it might
to show
be fun,
it to Zoe.
right?
Yeah.
It might be fun. All right, so you got to talk to some cool people yesterday.
This was so fun. Okay, this is going to be at the Grand Theater. This is down at the Salt Lake City South Campus, basically, of Salt Lake Community College. And if you've never been down to the Grand Theater, they do some great stuff there. But they just put together Hairspray, and this is going to be such an epic place. So we caught a little bit of the rehearsal. It kind of looked like this.
Don't you even think about going to that concert?
Please!
No!
Mother! Stop! Stop telling me what to do! Don't treat me like a child of 2! I know that you want what's best.
Please.
But Mother, please, give it a rest!
Okay, so we had a couple of the main characters come in. Of course, the adorable Tracy Turnblad right there. She's played by Emily Woods, and then David Hansen plays Tracy's mom, Edna Turnblad. Now, you remember, of course, when John Travolta did it in the remake, and then If Divine was, of course, the first Edna.
Right.
And they came by the studio for an interview, and I've got to be honest with you, they're both cast so perfectly, it gives me chills. Emily's the most precious little button you've ever seen. But when David came lurking in, this guy... He's like the size of a woolly mammoth.
Right.
I mean, I love him and all, but the man he's gigantic. So anyway, they came in and sat down, and I said, you've just got to stand up because we have to see this. Could you just stand to show them the true statuesque magnificence of you?
If I fit on the left,
We can't even keep him in the screen.
that's a good
shot. Yeah,
The
that's a
important
good
bits.
shot.
All right, so the first question has to be wardrobe malfunctions, because between the two of you and all the quick changes and all the the retro styles, something terrible has had to happen.
We've been pretty lucky. I don't know about you.
Well, I did lose a skirt one night, but that was fortunately the night before we had an audience.
Oh, right.
That's for the best.
So it's nice dancing in heels with one hand on your hip, holding your skirt up and trying not to get tangled. But it keeps you on your toes, literally.
I can only imagine.
Once upon a time when I was just a kid, you never let me do just what the other kids did. So who's that laundry list of what you won't allow? 'Cause Mama, I'm a big girl now.
Now, what is the big
pivotal moment? Because there's always one musical number or something where everyone's like, that is so good. What's been the big moment so far?
I think the moment I felt it on stage is Motormouth has a great song called I Know Where I've Been. And it's right after the protest and kind of the drama of the show. Mm-hmm. And it's a showstopper for sure. And McKenna Jensen, who plays Motormouth, is outstanding.
She nails it.
She does. She nails it. And I think that's when you really feel the meat of the show is in that number.
All you can see is this gigantic bosom just jutting out like a shelf. No, it's very funny. He did tell me that I guess whatever they're using for the bosom is extremely hard, and he says it has been used as a weapon before to get people out of my way backstage.
Oh.
In any case, if you'd like to see
Submarining.
this, it's an awesome play, and I'm so excited to see it. And if you'd like to see it, we do happen to have 2 4-packs of tickets to give away. So all you have to do to enter to win them is one of our Facebook pages, comment on the show today, and share, and boom, you're ready to go. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see it.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's running through June 3rd, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and it really is the most entertaining thing. Just to watch those 2 together was great. So good luck. Enter now, enter often, enter.
Enter. Better do that. All right, so you have a story. There's so much stories about parents getting involved with school and stuff with kids, right?
Well, this one was pretty awesome, though, because it was such a responsible dad. He had gotten a lot of complaints from one of his son's science teachers, and he was just being kind of like the goofy kid, like, oh, I'm going to talk a lot, I'm going to joke around. And so he told his son, he said, if I get one more complaint, I'm coming to school with you.
Right?
And the kids obviously, it's never going to happen because, Dad
He's just
has
threatening.
to work and stuff. So the very next day, there is an awesome picture that was posted on Twitter.
Oh no, it's Dad.
By the kid's sister. And you can see Dad there looking stern. There's the poor guy. He's totally paying attention to his paperwork. And his younger sister's posting this on Twitter and gloating, yeah, he didn't think Dad would actually go.
So what was the kid doing?
He was just
misbehaving?
He was just showing off and being sort of like a dorky teenage. Yeah, as you can see, he was super, super studious. So Dad went to school every single day for a week, hung out with the kids at lunch, talked with them and everything.
Right.
And he became surprisingly popular. The daughter said that the teachers were actually kind of sad when Dad went back to work because they were kind of enjoying the company.
And his kid went off the rail again.
I don't think that will ever happen again.
That's
Not
funny.
after the social media shaming.
That's funny. All right, so coming up next, I want to tell you about something, but I can't. I can't tell you about the virus deal. We have an answer on that.
The WannaCry virus?
How about the menu for McDonald's in 1960? How about that? We'll show you that. 19 cents for a burger? Hello. It's coming up next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. And by Columbus Travel, the best travel deals on the planet. Be sure to take advantage of our April sale. columbusvacations.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
When was the first McDonald's restaurant open?
I think it was in the 50s, wasn't it?
Keep going.
40s?
1943.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Wow.
That's
during World War II. That's amazing.
Saint Bernardino, California.
San Bernardino?
That place. That is 68 million customers every day. 68 million customers every day. Here is the menu from 1943.
I really like their perky, upbeat names. Pure beef hamburger, tempting cheeseburger, triple thick shakes.
Go down.
Thirst quenching.
No, you got to
Coke.
say the price.
Oh, like the French fries were 10 cents. The
Right.
shakes 20 cents. That was
Right.
their most expensive thing. The tempting cheeseburger was 19 cents. Full flavor orange drink.
Isn't that cool?
They don't really specify that it's actually orange juice, but it's a drink.
It's
10
a drink.
cents.
It's a punch.
Wow, that's amazing.
Here's 1980. I think we have the 1980 one. This is when it starts getting complicated because now I go up and I actually don't eat there very often. I have to read the menu on the drive-through and it takes a bit. But your mom, remember the bottom left corner. Every time you made your order at McDonald's, they always offered you a hot apple pie. Would you like a hot apple pie? And you'd say no, but
Is it complimentary?
No, it's really good though. If you dip it in your shake, your vanilla shake.
You're the one who taught Zoe to do that with her French fries. Interesting.
Parents, you have to pass something along to your children worth something, and that's what I chose to do. So anyway, McDonald's incredibly cheap. The virus, some more stuff has come out about the virus, and
The WannaCry virus?
I think this was really cool because, here it is. So the young British guy, and evidently he got a hold of a patch, which I think for some reason it was like $10. It was like $10, and he did it, and it stopped the virus from spreading. So he's kind of...
Wasn't essentially a kill switch? I mean, he created a kill switch that reactivated and it stopped a cold.
So here's a kid. Now, 200,000 people it reached, or computers it reached, what they were saying. And I'm thinking, okay, so let's figure half of those people, 100,000 actually paid something or whatever. But think of the people who didn't get it, right? And now you think about those people, and they were saved, right?
I mean, imagine thousands upon thousands of dollars you would save businesses with this.
So they gave him a reward of $10,000. Now, if everyone gave him $1 for saving the world...
Yeah, at least give him a big fat chunk, because 200,000 people were hit. So even if everybody gave $1 to save them, it's 200 grand. But the thing I do love about this, though, is he donated the money to charity.
Well, he could have donated $500,000 if he'd done it my way.
I think he's awesome. And he's like 22 years old.
But you have some more facts on this.
Well, it's interesting because they say the WannaCry virus is still going. It's still possible to get the worm. It locks users out of their computer, and then it demands that you pay hundreds of dollars to regain control of your information.
Right.
Now, we'd kind of laughed about this earlier in the week because they'd hit so many people that had no concept of ransomware that they were actually having to do customer service, like, this is where you find Bitcoin.
The bad guy sent them links on how to get Bitcoins.
It was so sad.
They started negotiating. Well, no, it doesn't have to be $100. It could be 80, 85.
So it's amazing because you do think they hit 200,000 people literally by noon on Friday.
Right.
That's pretty amazing. The biggest payout looks like it came from some sort of one of the Russian corporations. It could have been one of the government entities.
But you were saying that it wasn't as bad as everybody thought.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Authorities say do not pay it. If you get it, don't pay it. They said, number one, it's extremely unlikely that you're still going to get your information back.
Okay.
They said it's possible that it may not work, and they said just don't give them anything. And the funny thing is apparently people have been believing them because so far they've only collected $51,000 in Bitcoin.
Oh, wait a minute.
This is a global devastation ransomware. And they've only collected 51 grand.
And the reason they know that is because there are people who but they track Bitcoins, and so they don't know what they're for, but they see this vast amount. How much again did they make?
Only 51,000. If this is for a global takeover, do you remember when we first talked about it? Like, it's Armageddon, it's computer Armageddon.
You guys suck at this.
They got 51 grand.
Really?
That's it.
51 grand.
And well, it's not even real money, it's Bitcoin.
No,
so now they're going to go on Amazon.com.
It's money.
I know. But they're going to be on Amazon.com listlessly buying phones that they can actually go and resell now. It's like,
All right, so we have, what is it about Utah that we're always on reality shows?
Because we're entertaining.
Do you have the story over there?
I remember talking to one casting director, and I'm trying to remember what we were casting people for. I think it was The Biggest Loser.
Right.
And he said, Mormons are weird. I went, I beg
What do you
your
mean
pardon?
we're weird?
I beg your pardon. He goes, no, he said, I don't mean it in a bad way. He says, you guys are just fun. The Mormons here are like weird and fun, and they always have like these crazy quirks. And I'm like, you may not want to use that as your selling point in your next,
Quirky, we're quirky.
In your next, casting call. That may not be the one you might want to come up with.
So we did actually talk to a comedian. What was his name? Do we know that?
Marcus?
Yeah, we'll go with that. And he actually is the host for the show. And we all knew how popular it was.
Right. Yeah, he was a sweetheart.
It was, and I had no idea that he was in charge of that. And evidently, it's coming back, and he's actually pretty funny. Take a look. Hi, everybody. It's Todd from the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on GetPartDaily.com. And on the computer with us, Matt Eisman. Matt, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Just here on a slightly cloudy day in LA, so I'm sure everyone's panicked. We don't know what to do when it's not sunny and 80 degrees.
Right. No volleyball. Hey, I'm looking at your resume right now, and let me go through just a little bit, and I have a question for you. You're hosting American Ninja Warrior and Ninja Warrior as well, the team show. You've done Celebrity Apprentice with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But as far as the comedy, the rest of it goes, Why is your resume in the wrong order?
You mean the one where your parents are horribly disappointed instead of how you fulfill their dreams by leaving something as frivolous as stand-up comedy to go save lives as a doctor? I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea how I ended up doing what I'm doing. Until I was 27 years old, I'd never even entertained entertainment as a profession. I'd always thought I was going to be a doctor and save lives and kind of have a traditional path. And then I just took a dramatic detour and moved out to LA, started doing stand-up, and I haven't regretted it for a second. It's been fantastic. I don't save lives, but I mean, I love what I do. I talk about ninjas, and I get to fly around the country and tell jokes. It's a pretty sweet living.
So we're talking Princeton, we're talking Columbia Medical School. This is not like, some place in Brazil that you were studying medicine. And so who did you have to tell that you were dropping out of medical school and doing stand-up?
Well, I completed medical school. So I was doing residency at the time at University of Colorado, where my dad is a doctor and he's a professor at the university there. So it was honestly telling my parents was probably the hardest part. But once I told them, it was like a load was lifted, because I mean, I loved medicine. Medicine on paper was the perfect fit for me. But when I got into it, my heart wasn't in it. And it's not something I wanted to do kind of halfway. And so having left medicine to do stand-up sounds ridiculous. but it was completely the right move for me. And I'm so glad that I had the courage to tell my parents, and that they've been completely supportive, which is even more amazing.
If you replace the word comedian with gay, that whole conversation makes sense.
Yeah, I think my parents would rather have a gay doctor than a straight comedian's son, but this is what they got, so they're happy with it. My girlfriend just walked in on that line. She's going to be a little confused. I'll have to explain what the context of that was.
So tell us about American Ninja Warrior to start off with.
Well, it's been amazing. We're in the middle of season 9 for American Ninja Warrior, and actually, we've had a ton of great competitors out of Utah, the biggest guy probably being Brent Stephenson. But it's been a crazy show that just hit at the right time, I think, where people were getting bored with working out. And I think we love watching people do amazing things, but I think it's the stories that people love on American Ninja Warrior. And then tomorrow night, Team Ninja Warrior premieres. I'm actually flying out to Louisville because we follow the WWE on the USA Network for Team Ninja Warrior. So Akbar and I are going to be at the match tomorrow night promoting Team Ninja Warrior. And again, like, what a ridiculous job this is, that I'm getting to fly across the country to go watch wrestling. And I'm getting paid to do it. This is part of my job promoting Team Ninja Warrior, which premieres tomorrow night on USA Network. So it's been ridiculous, but American Ninja Warrior has been a phenomenal gift, and I love getting to do it.
That is cool. So I think, we've got the medical, we've got the warrior, the ninja deal. You've got speaking. You're doing stand-up all over the place, and I know as a doctor, I mean, you have a situation physically that must contribute to part of your material.
Yeah, for me, I have rheumatoid arthritis, and that's something I was diagnosed with in 2002. And completely changed my life, having an autoimmune disease where my body was really attacking itself. And I think it's been amazing for me, I think, dealing with rheumatoid arthritis, and then getting really involved in the Arthritis Foundation. That was my charity on Celebrity Apprentice. We raised nearly $1 million in the effort. And it's been amazing for me, I think, seeing how sharing my story has had such an impact, where people are reaching out to me. People who've been friends with me for years who never knew I had rheumatoid arthritis, even though I talk about it quite a bit. But I think that I got to see the power of sharing a story, and something where I felt so often, even though I've been involved with the Arthritis Foundation, there aren't many people, just a few million people who have rheumatoid arthritis. And so you don't see as many, you're not aware of all the people who I think are struggling with this disease. So it was amazing for me sharing my story, how I found out how many people related to it. And I think we're thrilled to find someone else who's kind of dealing with the same chronic issues that they are. And I think that was one of the great lessons of Apprentice, was the importance of sharing your story, and how even more than raising money, I think just the fact of making people not feel so alone in their own battles. You see the value of telling a story.
He's pretty funny.
Okay, so this is Matt Eisman, and
Right.
you know what I really admire about him? Because he does this like uber, like powerful,
Right.
ninja competition, and he actually was a physician before he went into comedy, which I find ironic.
Wow.
But he has extreme rheumatoid arthritis, and so he works out constantly in order to keep the arthritis at bay, and that's why he was a really good fit for this competition, because he was so aware of all the different fitness options and all the different things that people do.
It is crazy. Now we have 2 people from Utah.
This really made me proud. Devin Stratton is one of them, and then his friend Matt Reeves is the other. And here's the weird thing. They were both ice climbing this last January, Mount Timpanogos, and Stratton accidentally went off a 100-foot cliff. Accidentally.
Okay, in my book, that's a bad thing.
Now, you would think that his chances of walking away from that fall would be relatively
How far?
slim.
How far?
100 feet. Or maybe, for instance, years upon years of painful physical therapy.
But wait a minute, maybe it was that soft kind of ice.
He walked away unscathed. Nothing. Couple scratches.
What?
So he and Matt Reeves both got into the American Ninja. They were invited to apply and audition, and they basically crushed everybody
They
else
both got in
their competition zone. And so they said, yeah. They said, this year we're heading out. It looks pretty exciting. They said they really liked the video from the fall. They thought that was
They
kind of cool.
videoed the fall.
I guess they had GoPros on their helmets. So yeah, got a good look. And he says, I think that cinched it for me.
I don't know if you've seen the show, but these people climb walls with like their lips. They can do the most. They have women, very small women, and they just jump and they climb.
Oh, they're
and
amazing.
They do all these upper body strength things, and they jump and they leap and they do all these things. And you know what makes me realize is that when society falls apart and the apocalypse happens, and I watch it comes up to them or me, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Hey, they have
right.
They have upper body strength, but we have guns.
They will take our guns away, and we'll be dead twice. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's actually.
You guys have a great weekend. We'll be back, unfortunately for you, here on Monday on the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on GetPartDaily.com. Seriously, we'll be dead.